Jai Shambho Shankar and Namaste folks. Welcome back to incredible India. Right now I'm in Delhi. This is not a video about Delhi, I promise. But yes, Delhi is sort of the gateway to India. It is my transit point into the other states. And right now I am in a place called Hauz Khash, and this right here are the remains of the Hauz Khash fort. If you're ever gonna visit Delhi, I highly recommend you to visit this place because it is like a beautiful green oasis away from the hustle, bustle, and also away from the incredible pollution of this city. However, as I said, nope, this video is not about Delhi. In this adventure, I am going to take you high up into the Himalayas. We're going to begin this adventure in a place called Devprayag, which is the source of India's holiest river, the river Ganga, or Ganges as it is known in English. Then we will travel down with the flow of Ganga and stop at some of India's holiest pilgrimage sites, and then culminate and finish this adventure here in a place called Prayagraj, where we are going to partake in the world's largest spiritual gathering known as the MAHA KUMBH Mela. What exactly the MAHA KUMBH is, why it is so incredibly special, are all things that I'm going to tell you in the course of this video. So stay tuned. Until then, like I said, I'm gonna spend a day or two here in Delhi with friends just to get acclimatized and get ready for this adventure. And I will see you again in Devprayag. And from there on, I invite you to just sit back, relax, and take a plunge because yes, guys, this is India. So get ready for incredible spirituality, incredible sceneries, as well as incredible chaos. I mean, this place is something that nothing compares to, and all I can say is I invite you to just soak it up, be unbiased, be open. And even if you're not religious, even if you're not spiritual, and even if you may not like India because you think it is dirty and polluted, please watch this video with an open mind. And I promise you that the next, I don't know, maybe 40-45 minutes of this video will be time that you will not regret. So once again, are you guys ready for another epic Indian adventure? Let's go. All right, folks, let's begin this new adventure right here in Devprayag, at the very source, at the very beginning of India's holy river, Ganges. Devprayag translates into the meeting point of the gods. This is the origin of the Ganges River, and as you can see, this place is bustling. People are bathing, people are offering, people are seeking blessings, and it is a super spiritual place, but it is also a beautiful place because it is nestled here in the foothills of the Himalayas. Once we go to a higher altitude, I'm going to show you a shot where, of course, you are going to be able to see the snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas. And yes, of course, the Ganges originates from snowmelt from those very mighty, snowy Himalayan peaks.
अथ कथमपि मद्रसनां त्वद्गुणलेशैर्विशोधयामि विभो साम्ब सदा शिव शम्भो शङ्कर शरणं मे तव चरणैकम् आखण्डलमदखण्डन पण्डित तण्डुप्रिय चण्डीश विभो साम्ब सदा शिव शम्भो शङ्कर शरणं मे तव चरणयुगम् इब चर्माम्बर शम्बर रिपुवपुरपहरणोज्ज्वल नयन विभो साम्ब सदा शिव शम्भो
Got some Ganges water.
What did they do you? Long what?
As I said, in this adventure, we work our way down the river Ganges into places like Rishikesh, which is sort of the yoga capital of the world, and of course down into Varanasi, into our culminating destination for this adventure here, which is going to be the MAHA KUMBH, or the Kumbh Mela, which is an incredible festival that happens every 12 years in Prayagraj, which I'm going to tell you is going to be a circus of epic proportions like you may have never witnessed before. It is also known as the biggest congregations of humans on this planet, and of course a feat that only India can offer. Are you guys ready for another epic Indian adventure? Let's go. As we continue our journey down the river Ganges, right now we have reached Rishikesh. Rishikesh is the town of the rishis, the town of the sages, the town of the wise men who found home and tranquility here after years and years of meditating high up in the snowy peaks of the Himalayas. It is a place with an absolute incredibly and very, very special and unique energy. Rishikesh lies around 100, maybe 160-ish kilometers from the source of the Ganges, Devprayag, which I showed you earlier. And that makes the water here still very, very pure and clean, because the Ganges hasn't really flown through major populated areas or urban areas, which could have polluted it or which could have resulted in, debris and trash being deposited in the river. And that is one fact that also makes Rishikesh pristine. Not only are we in the foothills of the Himalayas, but we are also on the beaches of the Ganges, which is incredibly beautiful and serene. Rishikesh is known as the yoga capital of India. It has a lot of ashrams, it has a lot of spiritual leaders and gurus that are out here, and a lot of people come here to not just do yoga and meditation, but to also, come here for a longer period and do retreats. I personally am out here for maybe 3.5 weeks, as I'm here for a spiritual retreat. And these retreats consist of many things. I mean, you have yoga retreats, you have mindfulness retreats, you have meditation retreats, you can do sound healing and Reiki and many other things. The retreat I'm doing comprises of all these elements, and I'm not going to film a lot in this retreat. I might not film anything at all during the retreat, because this is a personal thing where I just want to focus on myself and my spirituality and totally focus and bundle my energy for an action-packed 2025. But yes, of course, I'm going to show you some ashrams. I'm going to show you the Ganga Aarti, the celebrations that happen here on many, many spots, which is basically a devotion and a prayer and offering to Mother Ganges. Like you may have seen in the video I did in Varanasi, this one here is not just in one spot, but in several spots down the Ganges, and on a smaller scale, but very different. I quite like the Ganga Aartis here in Rishikesh. Anyway, join me as we spend a few days here in Rishikesh, and as I show you around not only the ashrams and the spiritual centers, but also the beautiful surroundings. Are you ready to soak up the magic and energy of Rishikesh with me in this adventure? Let's go. Outside the Ganga beaches, you're gonna find plenty of Ganga ghats, like the ones you find in Varanasi, where the people come and bathe and do their offerings. Let's check it out. right here is the famous Ramjula Bridge right here in Rishikesh. It reminds me a little bit of those hanging bridges in Nepal, although this one here has a serious concrete ground, but it is still sort of shaking and wobbling with all the people on it. Alright folks, amongst the many ashrams that you're gonna find right here in Rishikesh, this right here is the premises of Amrit Niketan Ashram, where I too did my retreat. On the right hand side right here we have the banks of the holy river Ganga, where in the evenings an absolutely beautiful Ganga Aarti takes place. It is one of those celebration ceremonies on the banks of the river Ganges, which takes place right behind me here, and of course it is something that I'm going to show you. There are also plenty of other places here in Rishikesh where the Ganga Aarti is performed. For now, follow me inside this absolute beautiful abode of peace, away from the main road, away from the honking, and inside the beautiful premises of Amrit Niketan Ashram here in Rishikesh. morning, guys, and namaste once again from the banks of the holy river Ganges here in Rishikesh. It is early morning. As you can see, I'm wearing my scarf and a little windstopper, and as you can see, we are in the midst of the fog because yes, in the winter time here in Rishikesh, the valley of the Ganges gets super foggy at night, and it remains so in the early mornings. However, give it an hour or two and you will see the fog melting away and giving way to the beautiful, bright blue skies. And with that also clearing the views of the lush green foothills of the Himalayas. This morning I invite you to join me because I want to go back to a beautiful little boutique ashram that I found here after I did my retreat here in Rishikesh at Pamarth Niketan. The place I'm going to show you, however, is very different. It is very boutique, it is very tucked away, and quite frankly, I absolutely fell in love with it. Not only is it away from the hustle and bustle, but the Brahmins too really look at you individually and cater the pujas and the sessions that they carry out to your specific needs. And that's really special. So, join me as I stroll down the foggy banks of the Ganges this morning and take you to the beautiful and serene energy of Yagya Chakra.
Hari Om, Namaste. My name is Acharya Shekhar Bhogna and I am founder of Yagya Chakra. We specialize in doing Vedic rituals, Vedic Yagyas and Vedic astrology. We are situated in holy city Rishikesh on the banks of sacred river Mother Ganga. We are away from all the commercial things and hustle bustle of Rishikesh in a very peaceful place. If you are interested and want to know about our culture and our Vedic things, you can check out all the details on the description of this video. Thank you.
Om Urdhvaya Namaha Sheshabhuja Bhume Namo Namaha Om Prithivete मन्त्रस्य मेरो पृष्ठऋषिः शूद्रं छन्दः कूर्मो देवता.
All right, folks, as we continue our journey downstream of the holy river Ganges, right now we have reached Haridwar with its landmark statue of the mighty, mighty Shiva Mahadev. Haridwar is one city that is also home to the MAHA KUMBH or Kumbh Mela every 12 years. However, not this year, because yes, this year the MAHA KUMBH takes place in Prayagraj, which is also going to be the final destination for us on this adventure. However, on my way to Prayagraj, I could not pass Haridwar, and right now I invite you to soak up the magic and absolutely stunning atmosphere of Haridwar. As you can see, the sun is slowly beginning to set behind Shiva's statue on the Ganges, which means, yes, there will be a Ganga Aarti ceremony, which I invite you to enjoy with me. Are you guys ready to explore Haridwar with me today? Let's go.
नागेन्द्रहारा त्रिलोचनाय भस्मांगरगाय माहेश्वराय नित्याशुद्धाय दिगंबराय तस्मै नकाराय नमः शिवाय. नागेन्द्रहारा त्रिलोचनाय भस्मांगरगाय माहेश्वराय नित्याशुद्धाय दिगंबराय तस्मै नकाराय नमः शिवाय. हरे हरे शंभु 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 महादेव शंभु 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 महादेव. हरे शंभु 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 महादेव शंभु 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 महादेव. हरे शंभु 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 महादेव शंभु 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 महादेव. हरे शंभु 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 महादेव शंभु 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 महादेव.
Namaste and good morning, folks, as we have now arrived at yet another destination of this new Indian adventure. Right now, we are back in India's holiest city, and also, quite frankly, one of my favorite all-time places on this planet, the holy city of Kashi, aka Banaras, aka Varanasi. If you haven't watched my Varanasi videos, I actually posted 2 full feature videos of this city, its significance and its incredible atmosphere. Do yourself a favor, check it out, because I mean, this city deserves a whole lot more exposure than I'm going to give it in this video. This time we're just passing through But nonetheless, I still invite you to join me today as we roam around this beautiful ancient city and soak up its magic and its spirituality before we head onwards to Prayagraj to take part in the world's largest gathering, the MAHA KUMBH, which I'm going to tell you a whole lot more about later. For now, join me as we explore the magic and the incredible atmosphere and spirituality of Kashi, the city of Shiv, the city of Bholinath, the city of Shambho Shankar. Let's go. Guys, it feels so good to be back in Varanasi. I mean, this place, as I said in the video where I featured this place in more detail, is one of my favorite cities on this entire planet. It is intense, it is extreme, and a lot of people think it's dirty because of all the cow shit and all the trash, but frankly, Varanasi is a place you should see with your heart and soul and not so much with your eyes. And once you tune into that incredible energy, you will see the beauty of this place. And keep in mind, this right here is the world's most ancient, constantly inhabited city. So it is oozing history and most importantly, oozing spirituality at every twist and turn. We are here this time not to spend too much days here, but we are stopping over before we head out to our next destination. And that is going to be the MAHA KUMBH. And quite frankly, I have come to Varanasi a lot of times over the past 30 years. I have never seen it as busy as today. I mean, this place is packed. And the very reason for that is the MAHA KUMBH. Because all the pilgrims that go on the Kumbh pilgrimage, either on their way to Prayagraj, like myself, or on the way back from Prayagraj, come here to the city of Shiv, Kashi, aka Varanasi, to visit the Kashi Vishwanath temple, which is one of the 12 Jyotirlinga temples here in India, but also to take a dip in the holy river Ganges. And quite frankly, despite the crowds, despite the background noise, the energy here is something that words cannot describe. You can see the smile and the fulfillment and the happiness and joy on people's faces. Because coming here is not just a trip where you sit at the beach and sip pina coladas. Hi, my brother, God bless. Har Har Mahadev. But it is a trip where you come to soak up the energy of Shiv, where you come to take blessings. And that is something, man, it is energy. It is so much energy, and you can feel it in the air. Anyway, as I said earlier, this video right here is not going to be a lengthy feature on Varanasi or Kashi. I have done that before, so do check out the older video. But this still is a stopover, and I invite you as we continue to walk around the Ghats and soak up the atmosphere as I find another spot where I'm going to tell you all about the significance of our next destination, the MAHA KUMBH. Nice to meet you, brother. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. I have found myself a little spot away from the crowds up here on one of the ancient staircases of this ancient city to tell you a little bit more about our next destination. We are heading to Prayagraj, a city that formerly was called Allahabad, but this is a Hindu city, this is a Hindu pilgrimage city. So after the Muslim invaders renamed it Allahabad, the Indian government has now named it Prayagraj, which is a whole lot more accurate for the significance and history of that place. Prayagraj is one of the 4 Kumbh cities where the Kumbh happens every 12 years. So it's 12 years in a rotation for the same place. Prayagraj is one, the other one is Haridwar, which we visited earlier, and the other one is Ujjain, and then there is one more in the state of Maharashtra. But why are these places so important? It is all about history and Hindu mythology. So Kumbh, the word Kumbh, literally means vase, container. Like you will see the Indian ladies carrying this bowl-shaped vase when they go to the well to collect water, or when they go to the banks of Ganges to collect holy water for offerings from Mother Ganga. That is actually called a Kumbh. So it is a container, it is a vessel. And the MAHA KUMBH Mela celebrates an event in history, an incredible epic, which is depicted in many places all around the world that had Hindu influence, like for example in Cambodia or Indonesia and all those places. And that epic is the churning of the ocean. I'm not going to give you a long history lesson. If you're interested, read about it. It is an incredible epic, similar to the Ramayana or any of the other Hindu epics. But in a nutshell, the story of MAHA KUMBH is that the gods were losing their power because, you know, they were a bit sinful. So they started losing their power and they were a bit worried. So they went to Vishnu and said, like, dude, what are we going to do? We are losing our powers, but we want to be powerful again. And he told them, like, look, there is only one thing you can do, is you need to churn the ocean until you find the Kumbh filled with Amrit, the nectar of life. So they were like, okay, boss, let's do that. So they went out and started churning and churning and churning. But the trick was, it wasn't just a little bit of churning, but they had to churn it for 1,000 years. So yeah, after churning the cosmic ocean for 500 years, the Hindu gods were like, oh man, this is BS, this is crazy. We've been churning and churning and we're getting fed up, man. Oh man, and frankly, to me personally, this is what makes Hindu gods so relatable, because they have so much human traits. They're lazy, they get fed up, they're jealous, they cheat on each other's wives, and they have so much flaws, which, you know, they're not perfect like the gods of some other religion. And to me, that makes it incredibly relatable. But yeah, so after 500 years, the gods are like, you know, what is this, man? We're tired, we're fed up. We can't be doing this for 500 more years until the Amrit comes up in its Kumbh. So they went to the underworld. They went to the Asuras, the underworld demons, and said like, yo, guys, you know, we're actually searching for the Amrit. And if you help us churn the cosmic ocean for 500 more years, we'll actually give you a few drops of that eternal life nectar. So even the demons, of course, wanted to live forever and wanted to be powerful. So they made a pact with the gods, and together they churned the cosmic ocean for 500 more years. In the process of that, bringing up all kind of challenges like poisonous snakes and all kind of demons, until finally the Kumbh with the Amrits came up. And guess what happened? Absolute pandemonium broke out, because of course nobody wanted to share at the end. The god wanted the Amrit for themselves, and the underworld Asuras, the demons, also wanted the Amrit for themselves. So what happened? A fight broke out, and the gods and the Asuras were pulling on this big Kumbh. And as they were pulling and fighting over it, Some of the Amrit spilled over and dropped on 4 places on this planet, and these are the 4 places where the Kumbh Mela is celebrated. And why is it so important? Because people believe that on these auspicious dates of planetary alignment and astrological significance, is that when you take a dip in the holy waters, you are actually taking a dip in the Amrit. That is why it is called the Amrit Snaan, or the Amrit bath, which is an incredible blessing, and not only purifies you and not only grants you wishes, but literally it is a place to leave all your sins, all your sorrow, all your worries, and wash them off and energize yourself with the Amrit. This Kumbh here is not just any old Kumbh that happens every 12 years, but this right here is the MAHA KUMBH, which happens only once in 144 years, making this event so special. And it is also the reason why this year's attendance is going to reach record numbers. I mean, the Indian government is expecting over 500 million people to attend the Kumbh in about 7 weeks of its duration. And on the main day, the government expects between 90 and 100 million people. Imagine that is the population of places like Germany or places like France in Europe in one single place here in India. And unfortunately, there have been stampedes, and sometimes these things are inevitable with these amounts of crowds in one place. But let's hope and pray that this year's Kumbh Mela will not have any fatalities, and let's pray that we too will have a good experience out there. I'm super stoked, I'm super excited, and I just wanted to give you a little insight as to why MAHA KUMBH Mela and a little bit about the history. Anyway, let me end this monologue and let me take you back to the busy, spiritually energetic, charged gods of Varanasi as we spend 2 more days in this beautiful city. So yes, what can we expect once we reach the Kumbh? Apart from insane crowds and absolute masses, apart from the Amrit Snaan, we are also going to see a whole lot of holy men. The hermits, the Sadus, the Babas, a lot of them are hermits who live high in the Himalayas and reject all the comforts of life. I mean, they live a very simplistic life of meditation and very little food and a whole lot of devotion. Now, this is one of those occasions where all these hermits, where all these holy men come down from the Himalayan abodes to congregate, and in some form it is a convention. It is a convention of holy men, people that don't really come down into society. And you will see, be it the Naga Sadus or the Babas or the Aghoris or any kind of saints, any kind of Hindu priests and religious workers, be it from the temples, from the ashrams, or high up in the Himalayas, everybody congregates at Kumbh, making it an absolutely eclectic sight. And of course, a whole lot of people from not only all over India, but all over the world flock to Kumbh, not only for the Amrit Snaan, but also to seek blessings from these holy men. This is actually really good timing, because right behind me, up on the top of the wall, is a visual or an artistic interpretation of the churning of the ocean. So you can see on my right, which is your left, you can see the Asuras, which is the underworld demons pulling, and on my left, which is your right, you can see the gods pulling and churning. So the big question is, am I excited about leaving? Hell yeah. I mean, this is what this journey was all about, and I actually cannot wait to head out in the morning. Har Har Mahadev! Jai Shambhu Shankar! All right, folks, this right here is our last evening in Varanasi, and as usual, the sunsets in this place are magical, and it paints the entire city in this beautiful golden tint. Let's enjoy this last evening here on the Ghats of Varanasi before we head out to Prayagraj and take a plunge into the MAHA Kumbh. Folks, this is it. This is our final destination on this Indian adventure, and I welcome you to the absolute spiritual chaos of the MAHA KUMBH Mela.
नागेंद्रहारा त्रिलोचनाया भस्मांगरगाया माहेश्वराय नित्याशुद्धाया दिगंबराय तस्मै नकाराय नमः शिवाय.
Kumbh is a ritual which is followed by our ancestors from our yesteryears, from long back. It is a history when there was a Samudra Manthan. Yogini take the Amrit Kalash with him, and few drops of water were poured from that Kalash in Ganga Ji. There is the place where Kumbh happens. So we are in the Prayagraj to worship our ancestors and get blessings from them.
So yes guys, this place is teeming with people. I mean, we're talking millions. As I said in the intro, the attendance for MAHA KUMBH this year is estimated to be about 400 million people. I'm at a junction right now which is a little bit less crowded, so I can do this voice cut for you. But man, I invite you to just join me today to spend 2, maybe 3 days together here in what is the world's largest religious gathering. A gathering of millions, which is fully peaceful, yet absolutely chaotic. But then again, there is so much bliss within this chaos, because after all, this is India. So since this place is so massive, and it's sort of, I don't know how many sectors, I think it's divided into about 35 different sectors. And right now we're heading to sector 20, which is the sector where you will find all the Akharas of the Nagas Sadu. So it's gonna be super interesting, it's gonna be super eclectic. So join me on this bike ride through the absolute peaceful yet organized and absolutely chaotic chaos of the MAHA KUMBH. Welcome to Sector 20, and to me personally, this right here may be the most eclectic and most interesting sectors here at MAHA KUMBH, because this is the sector where you're gonna find the highest concentrations of the Akharas, of the Sadus and Babas, of whom many live very isolated up in the mountains or in the Himalayas, and whom you don't really get to see. So this is very special, and you will see a lot of people coming here to seek their guidance, to have reasonings and philosophical talks about spiritual things with them, but also just to get their blessings. You're gonna see a lot of people who have taken some sort of devotion by raising their hands for 20 years. You can see massive fingernails because obviously they haven't cut them. And it's sort of like a burden, but it is willpower. It is to overcome, because again, these are holy men. These are spiritual people who live a very different life than you and I. Alright guys, as the sun is setting on day one here in the MAHA KUMBH, behind me here a very special event is taking place. These are actually new Naga Sadus that are being indicted. And you will see all their hair is shaven and they're just wearing a little loincloth because it is shedding their old life and preparing for their new life as Naga Sadus. It is another beautiful, sunny and super crowded day out here at MAHA KUMBH, and this right here is our time for our sacred dip in the holy Sangam to get our blessings from the mighty, mighty Amrit. Are you ready for some blessings? Join me. Oh man, guys, I can't describe the energy. It's like electric current. It's electrifying, it's rejuvenating, and this definitely was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And according to the legends, all my sins and all my badness has been forgiven, and I have completely surrendered it to these holy waters. What an incredible experience. See, this is the incredible part of this, because it is so crowded, and you would sort of think that it's madness, which it is, and oftentimes it is absolute chaos. But within that chaos, there is perfect peace, there is perfect love, there is absolute energy in the air, and that is absolutely incredible. All these people heading out to get their blessed dip in the sacred waters right here at the MAHA KUMBH. The atmosphere here is very hard to put in words. I mean, seriously, when I took my dip in the Sangam, it hit me like lightning bolts. I mean, it's something words cannot describe. I felt tingling in my fingertips. I felt tingling all over my body. And the skeptics amongst you may say, how on earth can you bathe in that kind of water with all these people, and is it even safe, and what about pollution? If you come with a mindset like this, you're definitely going to be stuck in that mindset. But when you come in the mindset of the meaningfulness of this event, that, according to Hindu mythology, the Amrit, the nectar of life, dropped here and literally turned this entire river into Amrit. And a dip here not only is the forgiveness of sins, but is also an assured place in heaven. But it doesn't matter if you come for these motives or not. It is purely spiritual. The experience is incredible, and it is really something that words cannot describe. All I can say is I will let the pictures talk, and let the pictures try to transmit the incredible spirituality, love, and peace of this incredible event. We're just about leaving the MAHA KUMBH, and I still find it very, very, very hard to put this experience in words. I mean, just wow. From the amount of crowds to the intense spirituality and to all the sights of the MAHA KUMBH. I mean, it really went from spiritual event to circus to freak show to absolute chaos and absolute serenity all in one. Right now we're cruising on a little motorcycle taxi through the border villages of Prayagraj with my little driver here. Hello! And gonna catch a train back to Varanasi, where I shall rest a little and reminisce on the incredible adventures of the past few days here at the MAHA KUMBH in Prayagraj. So, see you back in Varanasi for the final closing of this video. Good morning, folks. Oh yes, we're back in Varanasi. Oh man, what an incredible experience MAHA KUMBH has been. And the content I showed you was shot over several visits at MAHA KUMBH. And all I can say is it was so special. It was so overwhelming, and it was a superlative on so many levels. I mean, the crowds were insane. The chaos was insane. But then overall, it was really well managed. I mean, you know, India is always a bit of an organized chaos kind of thing. And I was really like, you know, not worried, but sort of concerned on how these kind of crowds would be managed. And yes, you might have heard it on the news. There've been a few stampedes, but we were lucky enough not to get involved. But I mean, hey, when you have so many people in one spot, these kind of things are sort of unavoidable. But man, yeah, it was an absolutely incredible experience. It was like, I don't even have words to describe it, guys. It was something beyond words. I think it really needed a lot of time to process this, but I hope that the visuals I was able to show you sort of transcended the incredible scale and power of this incredible event.
Namah
This right here, unfortunately, brings us to that time of the video where I gotta wrap things up and bring this adventure to an end. I am still absolutely baffled. I mean, I'm still trying to process all the incredible events and the incredible spiritual energy that I experienced on this adventure. And I surely hope that some of this transmitted to you guys through this video. It is very hard to transmit certain sceneries and landscapes, and even harder to transmit spiritual energy through these videos, but I still hope that you were able to absorb some of the incredible magic that I was fortunate enough to experience on this adventure. Right now, I'm back in Varanasi. I am back on that one element, that one faithful companion that we had all throughout this journey, the holy river Ganges. We started this adventure at the source of Ganga up in the Himalayas and then traveled down the flow of the Ganges, stopping by at these incredible spiritual and energy-charged places to finally culminate our adventure by partaking in the world's largest spiritual gathering, the MAHA KUMBH. And let me be very honest with you, I am still processing the experience. I mean, be it the size of the crowds, be it the spiritual energy, be it the unity, the togetherness, and even the chaos, it is still something that I need to process because it was so incredible and so overwhelming. But yeah, it was something I had never experienced. I mean, I can't describe it. I think at some stage in the video after taking the Snaan, I told you I felt energy in my fingertips. I felt like current, and I still feel so charged and so rejuvenated. But yeah, this is very hard to put in words and certainly not something that I can transmit in this video. But yeah, I mean, look, the crowds were insane. I mean, I think everyone of the audience has been to festivals, rock festivals, pop festivals, reggae festivals, whatever sort of big music festivals, big gatherings, maybe even sporting events. And you know what it means to be in large crowds. But I tell you, all these experiences were dwarfed by the incredible size and crowds of the MAHA KUMBH. Anyway, guys, let me not ramble on too long here in the outro. I mean, generally, you guys know I don't like to talk so much in my videos because I believe that it is much more powerful to let the visuals talk for themselves, because it gives you an opportunity to just immerse yourselves into these worlds and make up your own opinions rather than having some opinionated narration that sort of tells you what you should think or see. So I usually keep it to a minimum. I want to give you some background information, maybe a bit of context of where we are and what we do. But for the rest, yes, my videos are very montage based so that you guys can experience these things in your own way and form your own opinion. I know this video was slightly different. It is not for all audiences maybe, because it was very spiritual, but I still hope that even if you're not a Hindu, if you're not spiritual, that you were able to be awed and amazed by the visuals and the incredible energy that we were able to witness in this video. Anyway, as I said, this right here is the time of the video where we need to bring things to the end. And as usual, I surely hope that you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed filming and producing it. But most importantly, I hope that you remain happy, healthy, and that you remain blessed until we meet again. But before I end this video, let me share some blessings with you by blessing you with some drops of the water of the holy river Ganges. So yes, guys, this right here is for you. May you all be prosperous. May you all be healthy, happy, and may all your dreams come true. Blessings from Mother Ganga. Har Har Mahadev. Om Namah Shivaya.